Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us today at our SRC University webinar series. Today we have a new topic talking all about Roth IRAs, the Golden Goose. We'd like to welcome you. My name is Tara Kendrick. I'm here with Stacy Berry and Bill Witt, and Bill Witt will be speaking on this topic today. You're always welcome to call us or send us an email at any time for any questions you have. Our consultations are always free, and we'd love to hear from you. So let me tell you a little bit about SRC University before we start. We created this as a way to educate people about all topics retirement. They're short 30-minute sessions or less, which is really nice. You can do them at your schedule. And many of the topics came from our book that we wrote. And if you're interested in the book, you could always go to srctexas.com and download a digital copy or send us an email and we'll send you the latest revision of the book. And our ultimate goal is to create a safe, secure for retirement and make sure that people are happy in retirement with their financial situation. And the best part of our university is there is no final exam. Okay, so at Senior Resource Center, we help in 4 distinct ways. One is comprehensive retirement planning, and this is one of the topics that we're talking about today that goes under that umbrella with the Roth planning. We look at people's financial plan up to 30, 40 years out, however old they are, and make sure that they're not going to outlive their funds. We also do tax planning, but not tax prep, just finding ways to pay less tax in retirement. We also do a lot of long-term care planning, helping people get federal and state products and what am I trying to say?
Benefits.
Benefits. Thank you, Bill. Benefits. That's why I need him here. Along with different things just to protect and preserve your assets. And then lastly, we do estate planning. So we're not attorneys, but we do help people make sure they have the right legal documents in order while they're alive and when they pass. All right, so I'm gonna hand it off to my right-hand man that is my brain today.
Thanks, Tara. Hey, thank you for joining us today. This is a really important topic. I think you'll learn more about Roth IRAs today. Before we start, sometimes people ask, are we a financial advisory or are we financial planners? And actually, there are 2 different types of individuals. Most people have a financial advisor, and that's somebody that helps them select individual products to address issues that are pertinent to that person. It could be if you're signing up for Medicare, it might be picking a Medicare supplement. Or if you're doing investing, it might be picking a stock, a bond, a mutual fund. And advisors then help measure performance. How is that product measuring up? But the focus is generally on now. It's like financial advisors can tell you where you are at financially now, but not necessarily into the future. Within our practice, we do financial advising. We help people pick products, but we wear a very important second hat. As planners, we build long-term plans for our clients to make sure they don't run out of money. And the challenge there is we have to learn to speak many languages. We have to speak Social Security, Medicare, probate, taxes, safe investing. And why these are all important is because in the process of building a retirement plan, we have to input investments, income, expenses, and our models then help pinpoint where people will be in the future. So if you're wondering whether you have an advisor or a planner, if they can tell you where you're going to be 10 or 15 or 20 years into the future, you're dealing with a financial planner. So today, what's the challenge or what is the problem we're going to deal with? And very simply, it's taxes. Taxes are something that we have to pay, but we always look for ways to pay less. And we're going to talk about strategies to do that today. If you're moving into retirement, there's high probability that you're retiring with an IRA or a 401k. These are accounts that we get to fund while we're working, and then we rely on those funds to help us pay for retirement lifestyle. IRAs and 401ks have forced distributions, and under current law, they start at age 73. They're called required minimum distributions. You have to take money out starting age 73, whether you want to or not. Usually, all the distributions coming out of your IRA and 401k are taxable. So why is this a challenge? Well, we know that the current tax rate structures that are in place are planned to expire at the end of 2025. And if they do, we'll revert back to the prior tax rates, which are higher. So we could well be facing higher taxes in the future. Also, many people that have IRAs or 401ks, they can be inherited by the next generation. But under current legislation, whereas it used to be that somebody inheriting an IRA could stretch it out over their lifetime, now our sons and daughters or our heirs have to withdraw all the funds within 10 years. And if they're in their peak earning years, think about what those required distributions could cause them to do. It pushes them into a higher tax bracket, and then Uncle Sam can become potentially your biggest heir. So tax planning now to avoid Uncle Sam is critical for a safe, secure retirement. So today's topics, we're going to compare traditional and Roth IRAs. We're going to put them side by side so you can see how they stack up. We're going to talk about how to create a Roth IRA. And then we're going to talk about two different ways to convert an IRA into a Roth. If you have a traditional IRA, there are two different ways to do it. One using an annuity, and the second is doing what I call gradual Roth conversions. And then finally, we'll summarize the Roth tax advantages. So here's a table that helps us kind of put IRAs and 401ks side by side with a Roth IRA. So what are the differences? Well, with a traditional IRA or 401k, we contribute into an IRA or a Roth, and we get a deduction off our income tax when we make that contribution. In other words, contributions into IRAs and 401ks reduce our taxable income. But after that, everything tends to favor the Roth. And why is that? Because when you take withdrawals out of a traditional IRA, money that you've contributed, you have to pay taxes on it in the future. And if tax rates have gone up, that can be kind of punishing. Also, if you fund an IRA or Roth or IRA or 401k and it grows, the gains are also taxable. Whereas with a Roth, if you funded a Roth, whatever it grows into the future, there are no taxes due. Now, a big difference is the need for required minimum distributions. I mentioned when we turn 73, we have to start taking money out of our IRA or 401k. But with Roths, there is no required minimum distribution. You can let the money sit there and compound and grow, and it'll grow into something very nice in the future. Well, what about inherited IRAs or 401ks? The money that your kids have to take out is taxable. What about inheriting a Roth? Well, they don't have to pay tax. They can withdraw funds from an inherited Roth account and they don't pay any tax on it. And finally, if tax rates go up in the future, which of the two is going to be impacted? Clearly, the IRA and the 401k. We put money in, we got a deduction up front at a lower tax rate. And when tax rates are higher and we're forced to take money out, we pay more to Uncle Sam. So let's talk about how we go about creating a Roth IRA. There are two different ways to do it. The first one is funding it with earned income, which means if I'm working and I'm earning money, I can take a portion of my earnings and contribute them into a Roth IRA. Under current rules in 2024, the maximum is $7,000 a year or $8,000 if you're older than 50. It's catch-up time for older folks to try to set aside more money for retirement. So we can fund a Roth each year with either $7,000 or $8,000 and watch it grow. Now, the limitation is on your adjusted gross income or modified adjusted gross income. If you're single, and you're reporting adjusted gross income greater than $87,000, you can't contribute to a Roth. So you're kind of locked out. If you're married, filing jointly, and your modified adjusted gross income is greater than 143,000, there too, you're blocked. You can't contribute to a Roth. So Roth contributions while we're working are pretty much limited to people with smaller income streams. Now, the second way to contribute money or to get money into a Roth is to take money that's in a traditional IRA and convert it to a Roth. And the good news is there's no income limit, no age or dollar amount limits. If you have an IRA and you have funds in it, you can take some of it or all of it and convert it over into a Roth. You do pay tax up front on that conversion, but then once it's a Roth, it can grow tax-free into the future. And the key is I'm going to show you a couple of examples of doing a conversion of an IRA to a Roth that you want to pay the tax obligation on the conversion from other savings. So let's talk about converting an IRA to a Roth. I've got a situation here. The client has $300,000 in an IRA, earning 5% a year. They also have $100,000 of savings, earning 5%. And this client, we're going to say, is in the 28% tax bracket. So if you look down below, if they have $300,000 in the IRA and we want to convert it, money over into a Roth, we have to pay the tax obligation. And in this case, I'm showing the tax obligation is coming out of the IRA itself. So whereas the IRA had 300 in it, when I take 28% out of that, only 216,000 actually goes into my Roth. What you'll notice, if each of these accounts is earning 5%, that there's no advantage to converting the IRA to a Roth, because the Roth starts smaller, and while it's generating tax-free income, that 5% of growth, it's a smaller number, and so therefore it's running side by side with the IRA. But let's make one change to this model. Instead of paying the tax obligation out of the IRA, this time I'm going to pay the tax obligation out of my $100,000 savings account. So what you can see here is now both the IRA and the Roth start out with 300 in them. My savings in the second option, in the Roth option, is only 16,000 because I took 84,000 out and paid my tax obligation. But look what happens now. If you go to the far right, the Roth IRA is generating more after-tax income than the traditional IRA. And this difference, so this is how if we're going to convert an IRA to a Roth, we want to pay the tax obligation out of other after-tax money that we have in savings. If you do that, the Roth will outperform the IRA going forward. If I raise tax rates, the Roth outperforms even better. So since we know that tax rates are probably going to go up, this is something that's very important. If we can get more money into Roth, whatever it grows into in the future, we can withdraw tax-free. Now, there's two ways to convert an IRA to a Roth. The first one is with an annuity. And I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to show you how we use annuities as a way of helping our clients convert IRA money over to Roth and to generate eventually tax-free earnings or income out of their Roth IRA. As we mentioned earlier, you have to take required minimum distribution starting at 73. So my model here is I'm going to see if there's a smarter way to take required minimum distributions. And we're going to use an annuity to generate lifetime income that increases, and we're going to convert that income eventually to tax-free income. So let's take an example. Here we've got an IRA on the left side, and we've got the same number of dollars on the right side. But what we're going to do is we're going to divide up the dollars on the right side, and we're going to put a portion of it into an IRA annuity. There's no magic to this. It could be 50-50, could be 60-40, but we're going to take some of that IRA on the left and put it into an annuity. Now, what happens when we turn 73? We have to start taking required minimum distributions. So I show on the left side, people are taking out the appropriate amount. They're doing annual dipping. And the way it works, they take the value of your IRA on January 1st, and you go to a table. If you're 73, there's a number next to that age bracket, and use that as a divisor. And it tells you how much you have to take out as a required minimum distribution. As we get older, the amount we have to take out, the percentage, goes up. So left side, we're doing annual dipping. What did I do on the right side? Well, I added a feature to the annuity that is a lifetime pension. It's a lifetime income stream. And we turn that on. We got to take the money out one way or the other. And so on the left side, we're dipping. On the right side, we've got a lifetime income stream that satisfies the RMD. And over time, I mentioned that the percentage we have to take out goes up. So on the left side, you can see that annual dipping is going up. So the value of my IRA is probably going down. The same thing's taking place on the right side. That lifetime income stream is increasing over time, and it's reducing the value of the IRA annuity. Meanwhile, the other bucket on the right side, that IRA alone, it can continue to go up because we're not taking any money out. Well, eventually, what's going to happen? Eventually, the IRA annuity is going to be drained. But look this is a lifetime pension. It's paying out if you're married, no matter whether husband or wife or either spouse is alive. So it's a lifetime income stream. So at some point, we've drained the IRA annuity, and we actually get to what I call free money. It's a pension, a lifetime pension. You're now getting money. They've paid out everything you put in, plus earnings, and now you're getting free money. But this is only part of the story. We can do something else. Just before that annuity went empty, when the bucket went empty, we can go back to the company that issued it and say, hey, I'd like to do a conversion on my IRA. I want to convert it from an IRA to a Roth IRA. Since there's only a few dollars left in the annuity, the tax consequence is minimal. But now, since it's a Roth IRA, guess what? The income that's coming out is tax-free. It's like giving yourself a raise 10, 12, 14 years into retirement. We show clients how to do this every day. So let's take a look at an actual example. We had clients, Lucy and Bill, that came to see us. They were both 68 years old. They had a budget in retirement of $6,000 monthly, and we were projecting it would grow with inflation at about 2.5%. So their cost of living is going up. Each of them had Social Security. Lucy tapped in at age 68. Bill decided to wait till age 70. By waiting, he's the primary breadwinner. He's going to enhance the income they get from Social Security over their lifetime. In savings, they have $725,000. Most of that is in a 401k growing at 5%. And we assume that Bill will live only till 83. His parents died younger, and that Lucy is going to live probably to age 100. So that's scenario one. What we did was, in this case, we took a portion of the IRA funds, in this case, $275,000 out of the 401k, and we funded an annuity. And that annuity started generating $1,107 monthly income at age 70. Income that comes out of it grows if the stock market is up in the future. So let's see how these two scenarios compare. Tara mentioned that we do financial modeling for our clients 10, 20, 30 years into the future. We have powerful software, and it allows us to pinpoint where people are going to be. So on top, I've got the funds that Lucy would have available. I assumed Bill passed away at 83. If Lucy makes it to age 100, she still has $345,000 in savings paying for her lifestyle. But look at the second scenario, the one where we took a portion and put it into an annuity. In this case, Lucy has $587,000. And so she's actually increased the amount of money that she still has in savings by $241,000. By the way, since she converted it over, more of the money is in tax-free Roth. So this is a big win for the family. Now, the second way that you can convert IRA funds over into a Roth is what I call gradual Roth conversions. Here we're not using an annuity, we're just gradually taking money in the IRA and taking chunks of it and converting it over into Roth funds. And we take advantage of the tax tables. I'll explain how these work, but we're going to use the tax tables to our advantage, and we're going to gradually convert IRA dollars, trying to stay in a low tax bracket. So let's take a look. Here's the tax tables for 2024, showing the bands of income that are taxed at various rates. You'll see on the right side that if a married couple has $23,200 of income, it's all taxed at a 10% rate. Once they go above $23,200, the amount above that, all the way up to $94,000, is taxed at a 12% rate. And if we're above that, then it's taxed at a 22% rate. So let's go to the bottom of the page, and we also have standard deductions. Most people today claim a standard deduction. If you're over 65, they give you an additional standard deduction. So let's take a married couple. The standard deduction is $29,200. I add that to the additional amount if both the couple are over 65, and I'm adding that to the ceiling of the 12% bracket, $94,300. So what this tells me is if a couple reports $126,600 in taxable income, all of it's being taxed at 12% because you have that big standard deduction. Well, let's say we've got a couple that's only earning $100,000 a year, not 126. Well, they have an opportunity where they can gradually convert $26,000 each year from an IRA to a Roth and still stay in the 12% bracket. It's a very low bracket. So we use these tax tables to the advantage of our clients, helping them figure out how to stay in the bracket they're in, not go into a higher bracket, but gradually move money over into a Roth. And here's another example. We've got clients, Lizzie and Bill. They've done very well. They had $3.3 million in IRA funds. We projected it's growing at 5%. We expect that taxes are going to increase in 2026, so we factor that into our model. Now, the second scenario we created for them, I said, what if you convert $50,000 a year from IRA to Roth? This kept them in the tax bracket they were in. We do this annually for 10 years. So we're going to gradually convert $500,000 over a 10-year period. Once again, let's go back to our model and see what it shows. What it shows is we assume Susie's going to make it to age 100. At age 100, the couple would have in total assets $3.887 million. That's still pretty good. But look down below. By gradually doing the Roth conversion, we've increased the age 100 payout some $517,000. Why is that? Because we gradually converted IRA tax dollars over to Roth, and those Roth dollars then grew tax-free. So not only do we increase their net worth at age 100, $517,000, but of that $4.4 million, $500,000 of it is Roth. Well, if your kids are going to inherit money, which do you think they would rather inherit? IRA funds that are taxable or Roth funds that are not taxable that they can let compound and grow for up to 10 years? So let's go back to that chart I showed earlier. I want to summarize the tax advantages of a Roth IRA. The contributions up front aren't deductible as they are with an IRA or a 401k, but any money we take out of the Roth in the future, both the principal we put in and the gain, aren't taxable. That's pretty sweet, especially if tax rates are going up. There are no required minimum distributions, so the original owner can let the Roth funds continue to compound and grow. And if they make it to 100, it can compound and grow to 100. Inherited IRAs, they're taxable, but inherited Roth IRAs are not taxable. And once again, since we expect tax rates to go up, the Roth truly is the golden goose. Now, we've covered a lot in a very short period of time. As Tara said early on, there is no final exam. But if you want to see if you can improve your retirement planning with a Roth IRA, give us a call today, and we'd be happy to analyze your situation, build a model, and show you just how effective a Roth IRA could improve your financial outcome. Have a great day, and stay tuned for the next edition of SRC University.